If it's a day called today, we're talking guitars and life. Well, welcome back everybody to another exciting episode of TED Talks Guitars and Life. Yeah, guys, you're looking at Carlos. Carlos was a marketplace find that I spent $20 back when I bought Old Red. If you ever want to see the journey of Old Red and Carlos start to finish, you can find those in the playlist in the description below. In this video, after we have done sufficient fretwork to Carlos in previous vids, we did get our saddle cradle and our saddle nut installed, kind of sort of. We've got our string peg standing by, Jack. So if you fancy an adventure with an acoustic guitar talking about tuners in life, why don't you run on out to the kitchen, Jack, get yourself a Diet Coke and a popcorn, soft pretzel, whatever it is you dig, Jack. Meet me back at the workbench, man. No, go on and get your snacks, man. We got work to do. Let's get into it. Well, welcome back, everybody. So we are going to be putting Ernie Ball Earthwood acoustic guitar strings extra light on Carlos when the time comes. I do have a couple of orphan guitar strings that I just had laying around the shop that we're going to be using to check our placement of our saddle nut as that approaches. So, if you've never installed 3x3 tuners before, 3 go on the left and 3 go on the right, Jack. I'll flip this guitar over, I'll show you what I mean. Alright, so we will copacetically see if all this lines up. Oh, you know what, guys? These tuners are not going to fit on old Carlos with a little, well, that one will. That's kind of weird. Well, that one is too. What is the deal? Maybe that hole right there? Nope. Guess I just had to hold my mouth just right, guys. So there's only really one way these tuners can go on this guitar, and I'm beginning to think that that right there, you know, guys, as I'm looking at this situation right here, recognizing that one of my holes is not copacetically large enough to fit a 10 mil tuning machine head, it occurs to me that when I picked up Carlos, it only had 5 of the same tuners and it had 1 offset. Let me see if I can find them. Yeah, guys, here you go. It had these K, I think that's maybe stands for Cluson, I don't know. High quality guitar tuners, Jack. It had 5 of these on it, and it had one of these doohickeys right here in this position. So as you can see, all of these West Creek tuners, these are 10 mil shafts, fit copacetically in that guitar neck except for this one. So I need to take my reamer and I need to widen that hole out. Okay, guys, now I probably shouldn't do this on the work area, but I'm going to see if I just can't move a couple things around. Stand by. Maybe that apparatus right there will hold our trapping. So I bought this reamer on the Zon, oh man, a long time ago, and I've used it for all kinds of things around the shop. And it does have a bar that comes with it. Found my string pegs. Well, guys, I can't find the bar that came with it. You could use anything that would fit through there to turn this. Something like that. Now, I usually drill up for this, but that tends to make people nervous, man. I don't like that. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Another way to get the job done. Don't worry, we'll clean up later. Matt, how's your day going, guys? What's happening where you are? Anybody working on any cool guitar projects, man? Or maybe you just got a guitar in your lap, man. If you do, what you picking on? All right, that blue tape line right there is my 10 mil hole. That's how I know I got the depth, okay? But we need to test that theory. Where'd my tuners go, guys? Come on now. Who keeps jacking with my stuff? I found it. Whew, I thought we were going to get fired. Yeah, nobody's getting fired but you, Mr. Critic. You know what, guys? While we're here, oh, that was genius. Hey guys, when you blow sawdust, it blows up in your face, man. Just FYI, particularly if it's in a bucket underneath what you're blowing on. Okay. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and, since we got it turned over here, we'll just put our screws in. Yeah, man. So let's see what's going on in the wide world of the interwebs, man. In YouTube news. Well, in YouTube news, my friends, timestamped the video for you. Strings and Pucks let me know that he did receive the Xaviere XV560 that he had sent to me. He bought a Luthier special from Guitar Fetish. That guitar did copacetically have a cracked neck. It turned out to be more significant than I originally thought that it was, but we did repair that guitar. We set that guitar up. He has it in his possession. He sent me a private video, you know, a couple minutes, just picking on it and talking about it, and man, he loves it. Man, I can't wait for you guys to see old Strings and Pucks play that guitar, Jack. Oh my goodness, guys. Yeah, man, if you don't hang out at Strings and Pucks' channel, you're missing out on some great music and time with a great cat, man. He's a cool part of our guitar community. All you guys are cool, man. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that you would take any time at all today to hang out on the channel and talk about guitars and life with me, man. Yeah, guys. Sorry, I just got distracted. These two are kind of cattywampus, but I'm going to go with it, man. That don't look right. Does that not look right? Let's see if I can adjust this, make it straighter. I guess that hole is just crooked. All right, guys. Well, guys, it's a all right, everybody just breathe and say it with me. It's a $20 guitar, Ted. Perfection is not your friend. All right. So we do copacetically have our tuners installed, and they look decent enough. All right, let me get this stuff out the way, man. All right, our tuners have been installed. So let me adjust the camera so that you can see the action. And I'm going to attempt to put a couple strings on here, and we're going to see how badly. What I mean by that is how high the action is on this acoustic guitar. I don't know as much we can do about it, but we're going to do what we can. All right, let me move some stuff around, Jake. Well, my friends, I'm hoping that my iPad, which has my lapel mic hooked up to it, is cooperating with us and that you can hear me. If not, maybe my phone will pick something up, and if none of that works, man, we'll just fast forward through this whole deal. But I'm just going to grab a couple of these string pegs, man. And again, I got these brown with the fake Babylonian inlays in them. I just thought that looked cool. All right, let's see what I got. I got kind of a sort of a, this is probably an A string, yeah. But I figure for testing purposes, it'll tell us what we need to know, Jack. No need to burn the real strings until you're done testing. Lesson I learned from my dear brother, Two Bike Mike. What is up, Mike? Man, I hope you're having a great day, Mike, wherever it is. Whatever it is you got going on, man. Yeah, guys, Mike keeps saying stuff like he's about on his last guitar, man. I think he's done nearly 80 guitars, man, since, I don't know how many years it's been, but it's been a minute. Now, this is a used guitar string. I bought, what did I buy? I don't know what I bought. I had a guitar come to the shop not too long ago, and it had strings in it. I think it was that BCP guitar that came in with a busted neck. Yeah, that's what I think it was, man. Anyway, it had some strings in it, orphan strings kind of stuff. So yeah, man. All right, let me try to put these, the bass and the treble E string on and see how far we get. Now again, this is an A string. It is not as thick as the bass E would actually be, but we'll see if we get enough to get us going. All right, I'm not actually tuning the guitar, guys. I'm just putting strings on, man. Then we're going to look at our action, which is going to be in space. I can already tell, but I'm just looking to see, guys, if we can turn a little $20 guitar into something DJ can play. Yeah, man, that's all. Yeah, her guitar got stolen, and as soon as I heard that, I thought, well, man, she's one of our bonus kids, so old Poppy thought about, man, how can I get her a guitar, Jig? Let me switch hands here for this operation. Move the guitar over. Now, if you're wondering, couldn't he just use a string winder like a normal person? Yeah, probably. I'm just trying to get enough tension on that. Well, that is pretty high. So, I do think we can come off that saddle. There's a couple things we might be able to do. Now, that neck, that's straight as an arrow, man. So, truss rod's not going to help us. If I use my string as a straight edge, I'm sitting on those frets, man. The action on the first, second, 1 through 5, actually might not be that bad. And I know I'm not in tune. All right, I'll tune the bass E string so you guys can kind of live with yourselves. All right. Just kidding, guys. Well, I was close, man. No, I'm not going to try to take that G string to E, okay? I'm just putting tension on it. Well, that nut is surprisingly, it's cut pretty well, guys. I don't know what's going on there. All right, so here's what that told us, okay? Let me see if I can get you in here close. All right, so I think from that angle right there, you can see that our saddle could come down. I'm going to call that 1.5 mils, if not 2. There's 2 ways we can do that. One way we can do that is to take that saddle bone out, sand the bottom of it about 1 mil, 1.5 mils, see what happens. The other thing we could do is we could cut grooves. Okay, so there's 2 different ways you can go about lowering. What we cannot do is lower this brown tailpiece at all, because our cradle is what it is, and you can see the metal right there. So the metal is the cradle and the white is the saddle. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to deinstall the strings, or at least make them all pretty loosey-goosey. Yeah, a smart guy would just probably use this, speed things up for everybody. Stand by. Da, 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 da. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a ruler, and I'm going to set a line of demarcation of 1.5 mils, and then I'm going to go a little bit above it. In theory, I should be able to draw a straight line with a ruler. All right, guys, so we've got a line drawn on the nut, so I'm going to get some sandpaper, and what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to sand, I'm going to put the saddle in, I'm going to look at the string height, I'm going to sand, I'm going to put the saddle in, I'm going to look at the string height, and I'm going to get this as low as I can possibly get it. That's what we're doing. All right, stand by. I'll fast forward the action for you, Jack. Couple of tips along the way. I'm going to glove up for this. I was doing this about a week ago, and I was sanding a saddle. Guys, I ended up sanding a little bit of the tip of one of my fingers off. I mean, I didn't go to the hospital or nothing. It wasn't like that. It didn't get that bad. I'm just saying, it was not, just made it unpleasant for a couple days. Number 2, I'm going to use a level piece of wood, pretty stout piece of wood, because I want the sandpaper level, I want the nut level. And the reason that that is important is because that cradle is level. The cradle is not radiused, so the saddle needs to be flat. All right, guys, well, let's do it.
If it's a day called a day,
Okay guys, our saddle nut has been sanded on the bottom to the height that I desired. And then I've taken my Music Nomad diamond file and I cut a 4.042 slot in the saddle. Get my strings somewhere to live. Now I'm going to string this guitar up for real. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Here we go. Well, alright, my friends, what was once an unplayable $20 marketplace find is now, well, at least it's a guitar that's got strings on it. Hey, shout out strings and pucks. Yeah, guys, I don't know, man. Was it worth it? Well, I think so. I think the learning opportunities in and of themselves, you know, I mentioned in a couple vids back, you know, how many more times can this guy buy a marketplace find that's an unplayable guitar, or i.e. what some people would call junk jack, yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, how many times can this guy? No, we're not doing the critic thing today, man. I was just gonna say. Yeah, okay. Anyway, guys, so that being said, we have a guitar that has strings on it. We have a guitar that has been tuned and retuned, strings stretched kind of sort of halfway once. And yeah, man, I guess the only thing left to do now is see if Carlos will make a joyful noise or not. Check. I do have a truss rod cover somewhere in this shop. It did come with one, guys. I'm pretty sure. I just need to find it. Well, that's going to do it for this one, guys. I can't thank you all enough for hanging out on another crazy adventure with me, talking about guitars and life, and old Carlos here. Yeah, hey, special shout out to the Jacks, our channel members, for all your love, support, encouragement, and constant edification. Man, oh man, you guys are the best. Well, guys, I wish I had better news, man. Yeah, I've been playing Carlos here. Oh, I'm going to go 2.5, 3 hours. Lunch in between and a nice soft pretzel. Thank you, strings and pucks. But I can't give this guitar to DJ, man. Not in good conscience. Not with any integrity at all. The guitar doesn't sound awful. It just doesn't sound right. It's super hard to play. You hear that? It's just not quite right. It's in tune. Now again, I'm sure we're not intonated by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, I did check that earlier and it was out. You know, how do you intonate an acoustic guitar that's like this, you know? So I think all things being equal, I just don't think I can do it. If it sounded just a little bit better, the high E string just doesn't pop, you know what I mean? Doesn't sound true. So I went at the nut slots just to widen those a little bit, thinking maybe my strings were getting caught up. I did lube it with my Big Ben's little luber. To no avail. mean, it's pretty decent until you go up to the 3 treble strings. It just doesn't sound true, you know? And it's just really hard to play. I mean, you look at the action. I mean, you could, I don't know what that is. That's probably 4 mil, maybe higher. I just thought, you know, if the cowboy chords were playable. You know, man, if I was going to the lake or something like that, if I had some buddies coming over, we were going to go out in the backyard and kick it. We were just going to sit around and pick and, you know, do this. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, man. It'd probably be all right for that. But I couldn't, it's just not enjoyable to play. And so I've been thinking about it, and I just can't do it, man. I can't give my bonus daughter a guitar that's not enjoyable to play. So that being the case, I don't know what I'm going to do for DJ. However, what am I going to do with Carlos? That's a question maybe we could begin to talk about today. If you hang out with me, you've seen me buy a lot of budget guitars, and you've seen me buy a lot of junk, some would say. And we do pretty well with bringing old guitars back. And I have a pretty decent track record of selling them. Not that I'm flipping guitars, but I can generally get what I have in them. In my local market. I'm not saying you could do the same thing in your market. All the markets are different, all the things. But in my market, yeah, man, I do pretty well. Okay. In terms of recovering the funds that I have in the guitars. And that's really, you know, I can look over there and I can count about, 11 guitars. Now, some of those I'm never going to sell. Some of those I'm going to keep. At least that's what I think right now. Isn't that how it goes? But no, I've got a few favorite guitars over there that aren't going anywhere. And then I've got, more than half of them that I'd be willing to let go of. I don't have any real sentimental attachment to them. I think they're good guitars. They all play well. Of course, I set them up. That's a joke, guys. Hey, if you hang on the channel, you already knew that. But yeah, so when if I'm selling guitars, I'm selling guitars to buy more guitars. That's basically what I'm doing. And I don't know, man, this guitar is a challenge because one, it's an acoustic guitar, and I've never dealt with the elephant in the room. This thing right here. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. I think maybe that you can. So we've got the hump in the back. All of the string pegs are tilting this way. And it's pulling the whole body of the guitar, okay, is the look and feel of it. If this hump were as flat as this surface right here, one, my action would come down about, 2 mil maybe. And I think the guitar would sound better. And here's the back pieces I think I mentioned. You can see where those are coming off. So I think with Carlos, look, I bought Carlos for $20. The string pegs, I think all were like $9 or something. The saddle cradle was, I'm going to say 15. I think that's high, but I'm just going to go on a limb and say 15. So I'm $25 in parts, $20. So I'm nearly $50 in. Okay. But man, I learned a lot, and I think anytime I do fret work, I learn something, man. Every stinking time. Maybe I'm a slow learner, Jay, I don't know. But every time I do fret work, I learn something. And so it hasn't been a total waste. I've enjoyed doing it. I certainly enjoy hanging out with you guys talking about guitars and life. But I think for me, what I'd like to do, I'm going to set Carlos to the side. And when I get a couple projects under my belt that we've got cooking around the shop, some secrets, I'm going to figure out how to fix this. I'm sure Marshall has dealt with something like this. I'm sure he's got a video or two. I know my dear brother Vic over at Fret Friends. Guys, check out Fret Friends Guitar and Luthier Workshop, man. My dear brother Vic, man, used to be in the UK. He's now in Canada up there with Mike and Jay and Cal, man. I know Canada's a huge place, and I'm not saying you guys live anywhere near where he is, but he's in Canada now. And I'm sure he's got a vid or two about this. So I'm going to set Carlos to the side until I have the appropriate time to do just a little bit of research. Enough research to get me in trouble. And then we're going to tackle that. And maybe if we could resolve that hump issue, maybe we could get our string action down, and maybe we could redeem Carlos into, I mean, it plays, right? I mean, you could strike a chord, you could sit out on the deck and let the glory of the Lord rise among us. Let the glory of the Lord rise among us. Let the praise to the King rise among us. Let it rise. I mean, you could play and sing and sit around the campfire and do all the things, right? But it's just not enjoyable to play, as I said, and it just is, the sound is just not pure. So I'm going to come back to Carlos at such a time when I can attempt to do a little bit more work to it. And you know what, guys? What's the worst case scenario, Brant, right? If I destroy it, I destroy it. But I think that's what we're going to do, man. So I don't know what I'm going to do for DJ. But Carlos, unfortunately, is not the answer. Well, guys, man, I just appreciate getting to hang out with you guys, man. Talk about guitars and life, and just sit down and pull up a chair and visit with you, and just talk about how it's going. But you know, guys, I think we're doing all right on the channel, and I've learned a whole lot. And my guitar work, man, every time I work on a guitar, it's just a little bit better than it was. I think every time I pick up the guitar, I play it just a little bit better too. And truthfully, I'm not even trying to learn how to be a better guitar player. This just comes from picking, right? I mean, they say it's a perishable skill, right? If you set it down, you lose it. I don't know if that's exactly true or not, but I think I'm learning a lot about playing, and I'm watching a lot of you, and I'm picking things up from you as well. And I haven't learned a lot of Jay's riffs yet, but I have some secret ambitions in that regard. But, you know, man, in the past few months, I've gotten just some stop me in my tracks encouragement from people about my guitar setups. You know, unsolicited feedback from not from people who watch me work on guitars, but people who have picked up a guitar and played that I've worked on. And it's just amazing to me, man. It's I was telling my bride about it tonight. I said, baby, you're not going to believe what so-and-so said. And she said, well, of course, honey, I knew you could do it. What's she supposed to say, right? She's my bride. But it really means a lot to me that you guys hang out and you're with me on my journeys. I say it all the time, man, in the vids. I say it in all the comments. I so appreciate it. Anytime you guys hang out, man, your encouraging word, man, your support of the channel. And I'm so glad, man, I've got a YouTube channel. And I'm more happy that you're a part of it than the fact that I have one. Having a YouTube channel is easy, guys. Having good friends, well, that's priceless, isn't it? Hey guys, wherever you are in your guitar journey, man, I pray it's a long, smooth, safe, and joy-filled ride for you, Jack. Rock on with your bad selves, everybody, even on an old guitar like Carlos. We'll catch you down the road.